Good evening, America. We are here with...
What's up? My name is Gerbil.0.
Yeah, I was going to ask you, how do you want to be introduced? Because I saw your name is Gerbil, right?
Yeah.
Where does that come from?
It's a nickname that I got from, like, middle school growing up. And then now it's, like, my name in my YouTube channel and, like, other social media bullshit.
I thought it was just because it looks similar to your first name.
Well, that's part of the reason why I kept it.
Yeah, I was like, oh, all right, that's neat. I like that.
It almost spells my name.
Yeah, right? I was like, wait, does that say gerbil or does that say... Yeah, so welcome to the podcast. I know the biggest question, one of the biggest questions I always get for the podcast is, what do you talk about? So I thought, like I showed you that video to, show you the atmosphere, the vibe of how this was probably going to go. But yeah, I think we should just start it off with, where do homeless people go when they die?
Okay. That was not where I thought this was going.
It's a good question, though, no?
Oh, fuck. Man. Nowhere. I don't believe there's anywhere to go. I'm not the person to be asking this type of thing.
Because I was thinking, like, shit, like, you see homeless people everywhere. But what happened? Like, I've seen homeless people, like, just, it looks like they're sleeping, but that's just me assuming they're sleeping. What if they're dead? What if, like, a security comes to the property that they're, I don't know, being a security for, and they fucking find this dead homeless body?
I mean, just at that point, you just call 911, and some poor motherfucking cop has to come pick it up for you.
So, do they get, like, cremated, or what do you think?
I'll probably get thrown in the trash. I'll be real with you. If they have no identification, there's no way they're getting buried, because that takes money. And cremation, they also charge a motherfucker on that. And what are they gonna do? Cremate them and then throw the bag in the trash anyways? If they do cremate them, it's because it's like a sanitary reason, and that's it.
I would think that's probably the most sanitary way to get rid of homeless people. Dead homeless people, I should say.
Yeah, I wasn't ready for the fact that the fact that we're talking about dead homeless people.
Yeah, that'd be a great way to start the podcast.
Well, you caught me off guard. I'm like half awake, and you're already going at it.
I'm surprised you didn't bring your cup.
I was half awake coming here, 100%. I forgot one of my cups in my friend's car this weekend. We went to a convention, and I came back, and it was like after he had left, I was just like, "Where's my gamer subs at?"
Well, I know you have plenty, so.
I know, but I'm still sad. It's one of my favorite cups.
Which one was it?
This is a double face ninja.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, that one's for sure like top tier.
How was the convention?
It was cool. It was fun. We went to the Magic the Gathering convention.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, went to go be a nerd. Traded in a bunch of cards that I'm not using. Walked away with $200 in cards.
Oh shit.
And $200 in my pocket too.
Ooh.
And you go put that in the bank before I forget.
Just fucking blow it all on more gamer subs.
Eventually, probably. And I did buy a new flavor. It's supposed to be an apple pie flavor.
Oh, that sounds interesting.
And I was about the last cup. For like the season.
The one you showed me?
Yeah, the one I showed you. That is gonna be, that's gonna be the last cup that they release until they design like a whole new set of designs.
I'm surprised you fucking seem to have collected all of them already. Shit.
I collected most of like this season. I didn't buy them all. I'm off by like maybe like 4 cups.
So the same company that makes the gamer subs is the same company that makes the cups, right?
Yeah.
Okay, for sure. Yeah, that's pretty clever. Yeah.
I mean, the guy fucking weeaboos like me are fucking buying that shit up.
It's such a simple concept, but I could see how it sells.
I mean, it helps that the supplement is actually fucking delicious.
Yeah.
And on top of it being like 0 sugar helps. It really does. Like, you feel the difference.
I didn't even know it was 0 sugar. I was just...
Yeah, it's like 0 sugar, like fucking like 0 calories and all of the shit. It's literally just like vitamins, like 100 milligrams of caffeine and all this other bullshit. I like it. Working out on it has been really cool. I've enjoyed that.
So, what do you think it is about the cup that makes it so appealing?
Oh, it's the titties. I ain't gonna lie. The art's cool, but like we all know what we're going there for.
I feel like it's been a lot more accepted now in society to like be into that type of shit. Like, sure, anime at one point was frowned upon, and now it's more accepted. But so, I don't know what you want to call it, fucking hentai, I guess. Now it's like more accepted. As you can see with the...
I mean, the thing is, all the people that were made fun of while we were in like middle school, and everyone that grew up now. So we're the motherfuckers with the money and making products. So while anime gained popularity slowly around here, and the people that grew up started telling other people to watch anime, and also made cool anime shit. Let's be real. I mean, it only like it's like one of the things that always happens. There's always like people like to complain that the world is always changing, but I'm like, it's the fucking kids that grew up. It's like what do you want? It's like now they got a job. They want something to spend their money on.
And they spend it on waifu cups.
Hey, well, waifu cups are for real. I think it's better that than a fucking body pillow though.
What's a body pillow?
It's normally pregnant women get body pillows. It's like it's a pillow the size of somebody, usually like 6 feet long or whatever, and like about like 2 feet wide. It's a nice fluffy. It's supposed to be really comfy and hold you. The thing is, the anime community got the hold of those and decided to start printing all their waifus on them.
Okay.
Yeah, so there's some not so safe for work pictures on a lot of those pillows or pillowcases, depending on which ones you go for.
Alright. So what was it supposed to be? Like you hug it when you sleep or what?
Yeah, I mean, it's to some of the degenerates out there, it's very much just like
you hump that shit.
You know what? That's a joke that I'm sure somebody out there does.
Yeah, I'm sure someone does that shit.
Yeah,
I'm sure I know people that do that shit.
Yeah, shit. I have one, but I got one as a gift from my homegirl. It was my birthday gift. It was the funniest shit ever.
Does it have a picture of a?
Yeah, it's Nezuko from Demon Slayer.
God, I don't even know what the fuck that is.
It's okay.
Is that the girl with the?
Yeah, with the bamboo.
Oh, it's I thought it was like, I don't even know what the fuck it was.
It was the fucking mouth gag, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was one of the animes that we both like watched throughout the entire thing, and then like 2 years later for my birthday, she surprised me with it, and it was hilarious. I couldn't stop laughing.
Was it wrapped up?
It wasn't. No, she just had me close my eyes, but it was in like the plastic, and while she was taking it out of her car, all I can hear is. They're like really cheap plastic you get like from like chip bags, stuff like that. It was fucking hilarious.
So what's the story behind that character, that the fucking bamboo girl?
Oh, well, in short, like the anime is based around like the boy that went down a mountain to go sell some coal in a village, and he came back up, and his entire family was murdered, and he ends up finding his sister still barely alive, and he goes to like try to take her down the mountain and help her, and the sister ends up reacting and starts attacking him like some kind of like ferocious beast, and then he ends up like calming her down and trying to fight off somebody that's trying to kill her, and so he ends up joining this organization focused around killing what she has become while trying to protect her throughout that entire way. Because everybody normally would want to kill her because she's would be considered a man-eating monster. Mm-hmm. But from like the very beginning of the show, she hasn't eaten nobody or even tastes like human blood. So she's like a pure vessel in that stage, and that's like I think one of the reasons why she's able to control herself normally. Because if not, normally she should be like fucking craving flesh and wanting to kill people left and right.
Oh, holy shit!
Yeah,
never would have known.
Yeah, I mean the animation is not like if you would just see the characters, they're just like, oh, it's like some Japanese characters in some yukatas or whatever. It was in reality, it's like death left and right and shit like that.
So is it a little girl or what is it like?
I think she's closer to like a teenager, maybe like 14, 15, some shit like that. I don't know the exact age, but like Japan has a fantasy about like the high school age around there, because over there their society usually after middle school you can start becoming a part of the workforce, and if you continue going to school, that's when you pay tuition like how it is in college here. Yeah, so they're, even though they continue going to school, at that point they're recognized as adults in a way.
So is that why like?
And the age of consent is also 14 over there. that is why there's so much weird shit when it comes to that. But they have this fascination of like being cute is like the main thing. Yeah, so
yeah, you know, I'm glad you brought that up, because that's like a little, I don't know, I guess a fun fact I drop on people, because I saw it on a Reddit thread one time on a like, did you know that the age of consent in Japan is like 14? And I was like, what the fuck? So yeah. every like now and then I like to drop that line on people, and they're like, how do you know that?
I don't even think that's the lowest one. I think the lowest one is like Germany. I think it's 10 over there.
Germany, really? I feel like it would probably.
Well, you can start drinking in Germany at 14.
Sounds about right.
Yeah, I forget. I think it's also Sweden. There's some European countries where like the age of consent ends up being like 10 or 12. Yeah, I know Japan's bad, but it only gets worse.
So, do you think that that's why like, the waifu things? Waifu means like wife, right?
Yeah, essentially it's just like a Japanese-ish street name for like your wife character, the person that you would quote unquote love.
So is that why like shit like waifu cups takes off rather easily? Because now everything seems to be more how would I describe it? There's more of a anime / Japan craze in recent years, I'd say.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of it really came down to like what we ended up growing up with, Dragon Ball Z, Sailor Moon, and stuff like that. Yasha. That eventually ended up like affecting like normal cartoons. You see like Gumball, like Adventure Time, and all of them have like their Dragon Ball Z jokes and stuff like that. And as it continued on, it became a culture. The people that like made those shows were the ones watching those as a kid. And while that went on, more like Cartoon Network had Toonami, and they're the ones that showed off like One Piece, Bleach, Naruto. And so like we grow up, and a lot of it becomes more socially accepted when everyone else is doing it. I know I was definitely made fun of for watching anime. But ain't no one was gonna fucking tell me shit because I could beat their ass.
Is there always supposed to be a character that kind of seems maybe a questionable age? Because I thought that was a little fucking girl, but you're telling me it's like a high schooler? Or, I guess that's still fucking bad. Yeah.
No, I mean, yeah, there's usually a character like that, but like I said, it's Japan's fascination with being overly cute. Mm-hmm. I don't know if you know the band Baby Metal. No. Baby Metal started off as a three like high school girls, and they do like J-pop type music with heavy metal in the background. And they play like straight like close to black metal levels of metal, along with being like that like J-pop going like cute shit. And now like they're 26, 27, but they still show off like that like cutesiness inside the band, because that's like a lot of what Japan focuses on. Even in older, as you grow older, a lot of like their society, like unlike here where women want to look older and more mature, in Japan everybody wants to stay young and look cute. There's a lot of designs going into like making sure women still look young, kind of like high school children.
Yeah, it's so weird. I've noticed that like girls want to look older. I'm like, you guys are weird.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I've never understood the fascination with trying to change your age. Shit. I'm an adult now, and I want to go back to being a kid. This adult life ain't it, man.
Speaking of Cartoon Network, not just recently. I want to say maybe like around 2021. I barely found out that the headquarters for Cartoon Network is right here in Burbank.
Oh yeah. I have a homie that works there as a janitor. Yeah, I tried applying there as a graphic designer at one point. I didn't get the job, unfortunately. I would have loved to, but it didn't work out.
Yeah, that was so crazy when I first saw it. Like, I was like, what the I was passing by, I think, like driving. Mm-hmm. And I saw Cartoon Network up there. You know where it's at, right?
Yeah, it's right there off of Glen Oaks.
Yeah, I was like, what the fuck? And I started telling everybody, like, hey, check that out. And they're like, yeah. And I was like, God damn, was I like the last to the party and shit? Like, I didn't know.
If you don't look up, you won't see the logo. Like, it's not like advertised in the area. And I believe it's still like technically a shared building too. I think there's a couple other offices underneath it. Yeah.
Looks like it.
Yeah. I mean, Nickelodeon and so many other animation studios are also around here.
Yeah, I come to think of it, I was about to bring that up. Like, I know Disney's fucking...
It's right there in Studio City.
Yeah.
Nickelodeon, I think it's like a couple blocks down.
Yeah.
Warner Brothers is closer to Hollywood. Yeah, there's we're in the area of where a lot of shit is made. There's a bunch of animation studios too. I remember when I was going to school, there was an animation studio called Mubuyo, I think. I can't remember.
Animation or what?
They made like Adventure Time or some shit like that. Yeah, like they were like a smaller company, but it's just animation studios are everywhere because cartoons got a cartoon.
I remember walking by this one spot. Where was it? I want to say, you know where the pool is in San Fernando, like by the train tracks. I think it's literally called San Fernando Park. It might be San Fernando Park.
I think you might be right.
Yeah, it's like the fucking
the San Fernando Park. Yeah,
San Fernando Middle School.
Like, right there by the George Lopez house.
I don't know about that shit.
The George Lopez house right there off of. I think it's.
Does he
Bradley? No. It's the house that they used as the picture.
Okay. All right, yeah.
For the show. Okay. Obviously, it wasn't filmed there, but that's where it is. It's right there. And I'm sure they make money till this day off that fucking picture.
Well, I know there's some like animation studio like not too far from that park right there, and I was like, what the fuck, like that shit looks so tiny. Like I would have, because I'm used to like the Disney thing, so I was like, oh fuck, I thought like animation studios or whatever were like fucking super elaborate like spaces, but I guess this spot, or I don't know, maybe it's like an office or something else, but it did not look that big.
I mean, it's like any office. It all depends on how much money you have, and not all companies have the money to like have all that money. Office. Yeah, Disney's just basically just its own Nazi Germany. It was in Anaheim for that convention, and the entire time me and my friends were like, it was like, don't let that mouse know we're here, man. He's gonna get us.
I'll see you guys.
He's gonna put us in a concentration camp.
I was gonna ask you about the Magic the Gathering. So what is that? Is that mostly like, what's the demographic? Like mostly fucking guys?
Normally I'd say yes, but over the last couple of years, I've seen a lot of girls pick it up.
Really?
Yeah, a lot of like, a lot of like on social media, there's like a bunch of girls that like started playing Magic, I guess, because like of their friends and created a career out of it. There's even some OnlyFans girls that play a shit ton of Magic, but they also take advantage of all the weebs that follow them.
Yeah, I was gonna say, because I was thinking like if there's girls like in that market, I'm sure they could like fucking make a career out of that shit.
No, I for sure met,
especially if they're attractive and shit, and know how to fucking like just post those thirst traps to get those what you call them, weebs.
Yeah, get them weebs.
Get those weebs, that weeb money.
Yeah, get the man. The weebs have all the money. They're the motherfuckers doing all the tech support and all the other bullshit.
Fucking weebs, send some money over here.
Shit, on the real. I'm not. It's like, even though I'm part of that demographic, I ain't got that kind of money.
Yeah, but that's crazy. Shit, I wonder if they actually like the game or if they just saw like an opportunity.
Though I'm sure maybe a couple of them definitely just saw an opportunity. But I've met more than a couple of them, and
They know what they're doing.
yeah, they're playing the game and they know how to play the game. Because Magic the Gathering is both one of the easiest games to learn and also the most complicated.
Really?
Yeah. So in simple terms, the mechanics are very straightforward once you kind of get the hang of it. But there's so many other thousands of rules that you normally don't would see. That and the levels of complicated just gets worse and worse and worse and worse.
That's interesting.
Yeah, it is a very fun game, but because of that, it's also the scrutiny between people that play the game a lot longer compared to the people that don't. So people that actually play the game can kind of tell who's phoning it in, and whether they choose to still follow them after that is up to them. But I mean, it comes with the territory. It is not an easy game to master. It's an easy game to learn, but it's not an easy game to master.
And how much are decks on average? Let's say I wanted to start playing. How much would I have to blow?
I mean, you can buy pre-made decks for $40. That's what you can find them at the store. They're not the strongest things, but they're pretty fun, and you can get a long road out of it and just build them up from there. If you would go from scratch without really knowing what you're doing, you can easily spend $100 to $200.
God damn.
And that's still on the lower end. It just comes down to what you know, have experience. But a deck doesn't have to be that expensive. I've built decks for worth $20, which is basically nothing, and they're still badass decks. It's just there's cards that are worth money and there's cards that aren't. And it's just depending what direction you go is what changes a lot of how gameplay and stuff like that goes on.
And where do you go to get these decks? I don't really know any of these I guess card stores.
Yeah, the one is just card stores. They become more prevalent. There's some in Santa Clarita. There's a store out there in Chatsworth called King Fandom.
Oh yeah, what's the Santa Clarita store called? I feel like I've seen it before.
There's two. There's one called Paper Heroes Comics, which is also just a comic store, and then there's another one called Tapped Out Gaming. That one's a bigger store. They both got cool people there. The Tapped Out has a lot more player space and stuff like that. It's a lot more.
There's actually space for you to play with other people.
Yeah.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, Paper Heroes has space, but it's very much a really thin hallway type store. And then in the back there's some tables where people play. But they're cool little stores. There's communities around. If you look up on the website, it'll say what stores are where. There's stores honestly everywhere. You probably just never seen them or drove past them, and that was it.
I bet. I know Skylar was. You were talking to Skylar about some store in Glendale.
Oh, Legacy Comics. It's it's right off the 405. Literally, while you're driving to the exit, you'll see it off the 405, and then you'll pass by off of one of the turns, and then you get off on the nearest exit, and you're a turn away from there. It's not a very big store. That store is ass to ass cheeks because there's just too many shelves.
See, I always pictured some big ass fucking comic book store, but in my experience, there's never been a big ass comic book store, so I don't know why I keep having this fantasy.
Yeah, it depends on how big of a store a lot of people want to make. In Van Nuys or Sherman Oaks, it's on the line. There's another Paper Heroes right there, and it's more of a bigger store, but they don't sell any comics right there. They sell just pure board games and things like that. So it's a bigger store focused on all the gameplay. So a lot of people go there to play Warhammer, D&D, Magic the Gathering.
Dungeons & Dragons?
Yeah, Dungeons and Dragons. There's a lot that goes on.
Wait, there's a board game for Magic? Or are you saying that they go there to play Magic the Gathering?
Oh, they go play there. They go play Magic the Gathering. Yeah. Yu-Gi-Oh, Pokemon, all that other dumb shit.
I fuck with Yu-Gi-Oh. So you've gone to Santa Clarita for these stores?
Yeah, I've gone a couple times.
Now, I've always maintained that Santa Clarita is just fucking weird. Like, it's
Oh
a
no,
weird
I
place.
agree, 100%.
It's a weird fucking place. I don't. Something about it.
It's just dirty, and the streets are all really long. You're like, yeah, it's just like you got really long streets, so nothing's walkable in that area. And if you want to go to any store, you have to drive.
Yeah.
It's not designed with like the community in mind. It's just like, hey, we're just gonna go from here to here, and all of a sudden there's like, well, there's a bunch of space, so we're just gonna put a bunch of random stores here, and then it'll take you like 10 minutes to get to your house.
I've always but that's something that I always forget to mention though. That, like, I'm like, why are there sidewalks here? Like, it's fucking like a 3-mile sidewalk that still doesn't lead to anything. Like, you need a fucking car here. There's no reason for there to be sidewalks. Shit.
Yeah, I busted all the way over there once, and I hated that.
You could bust it there?
Yeah.
Like, metro, or you gotta take their fucking little dumbass Santa Clarita bus?
Well, there's the one Santa Clarita bus that you can take from Burbank.
What the fuck, really?
Yeah, Burbank, there's a stop where a Santa Clarita bus will come get you. And it drives on the 5 all the way to Santa Clarita, and it'll drop you off over there.
What the fuck? Holy shit.
There's that one, and you can also just take the train right there off of San Fernando Road.
Yeah.
You can go up that, and then you will be able to, you'll get off at some station and take some other buses around there, and you can get around like that.
I'd be down to try that just because of the train.
Yeah. The train's like, I think like $4 or $5 to go.
Not that bad.
Yeah.
Alright.
Yeah, but fucking, it's not that bad if we were just going for the day, but my supervisor tried getting me to go there for work.
Alright.
I did it one time, and I was just like, nah, fuck this, I'm not coming back. I was like, this is a lot of money that I'm going to spend per week just to get to work.
I've been there before, like, quite, like, I used to go there pretty often, and I don't know, just something about it just seemed like, this place doesn't seem like it should be real. Like, this place doesn't seem like, it seems almost like, have you ever heard that term, liminal spaces?
Yeah.
Yeah, I felt like, man, if there's ever been a spot that would be considered a liminal space, Santa Clarita is that fucking spot. Mm-hmm. Like, have you gone to their mall? Mm-hmm. Fuck, that shit's so fucking weird. I just feel like I don't know, like I have a ghost fucking breathing down my back when I'm there and shit. I just get chills there.
Yeah, I mean, from what I heard, that mall's supposed to close down soon.
I don't fucking doubt it. I was there like maybe in 2021, and I was like, how the fuck are you guys alive? This shit, like, everything here is like dead.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, from what I know, like, besides like the traffic going low on it because more and more stores keep closing, it's also the fact that like the people that own the land right there just like keep raising the rent. And that's just crazy.
Yeah.
And it's just like, oh, you just really want to fucking bankrupt your own fucking mall, man? Go ahead.
Yeah, I don't know how that should.
Yeah, or the fucking Starbucks in that mall went off because they weren't making money.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like how the fuck does a Starbucks not make money?
That's surprising.
Yeah, it's like when the rent's that damn high and a Starbucks doesn't survive it. That's it.
I'm telling you, that Santa Clarita is fucking weird, man.
Yeah, I don't know. That's where a lot of like people with like money end up. Like they're not rich, but they got enough money early on to like buy their own houses. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and now they think because they have money they're better than other people.
I've partied a bit in Santa Clarita. They're fun parties.
Yeah, I mean that's a party though. You ever go to a bad party, it don't matter where it's at. You're gonna want to leave.
There's quite a few doctors at that party, so it was a fun time. But yeah, it was a fucking just a weird experience. Every time I go to Santa Clarita, I just feel like, god damn, like I need to get out of here. This city's gonna fucking, I don't know, like eat my soul and shit, yeah. And you know what's another weird spot? Have you ever been to Sunland?
Yeah.
How do you feel about Sunland?
It's flat. There's not. It's a lot of flat. It's just like a cross section between like big cities. I feel
like that place is disgusting. That place is fucking disgusting.
That too. That's also there.
I first went to Sunland when I was like maybe fucking 14, 15 years old. There's kids younger than me smoking cigarettes and shit. Hey, buddy, you got light. I was like, what the fuck, bro? Aren't you like in elementary and shit?
And that was just my high school career right there, man. All the motherfuckers were smoking cigarettes.
Sad. I'm glad I never touched it. Have you ever been tempted to touch cigarettes?
Yeah, I've smoked before.
Like cigarettes or like cigars?
Both. I've never been like attracted to it. I was just like, if I ever did smoke, it was because like, I was drinking already and I needed something to like cool myself off. You know, drinking too much gets you way too like drowsy and heavy. So like the smoke in general,
it's supposed to like wake you up, no?
Yeah, it wakes you up a little bit. But like I never like tried smoking the full cigarette. I'd always like maybe get half and throw that shit away.
Did it make you like like want to cough?
And the first times definitely, but like I never had an attraction to like, oh, I gotta smoke or anything. Like because it was never like the option for me to like oh, I'm gonna go buy these to smoke. It was like if I ever bought cigarettes because like the homie wanted cigarettes and it's his pack, and I probably got one because we got fucking plastered that night or some shit.
What do you usually drink when you drink? Are you like a beer guy or more like?
I like craft beer, but besides that, I like to go whiskey.
What's a good whiskey to you?
Macallan's.
Macallan's. I don't think I've ever had that.
It's a more of a higher end whiskey.
Well, that's probably why.
Mm-hmm. I'm not into like all that fast drinking anymore. Like when you become 21, that's what you want to do. You want to chug beer and take shots. Now I'm into like getting like myself like an old fashioned and chill, or even like a craft beer where like I pour it out in my glass for the next 30 minutes. I'm sipping on that.
Yeah.
Like I'm into the slower pace of the drinking now. I'll drink a lot of people under the table though, so that doesn't stop me from that.
I bet. Yeah, I used to do a lot of drinking here on the podcast, and I told some people actually, I was like, oh yeah, I actually took the alcohol out of the podcast. And they were upset. They're like, oh, that was what made your podcast good. I was like, God damn, like me just killing myself here with fucking alcohol, talking shit.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. Like I was thinking, like, because I had a guest on, I think 2 weeks ago, and this dude really wanted to drink. He was like, hey, you got any alcohol? And I was like, nah, I don't. And he's like, you want to go get some? I'm like, no, dude, I don't want to get alcohol. But I don't know. What do you think? Should I at least bring alcohol back for one or some episodes here and there?
I feel like maybe on like special occasions.
Yeah, that's special occasions.
But like I don't think it should be like a normal type of thing. Like if you're gonna bring alcohol back into it, you have to like plan out like a thing where you're gonna be talking about very certain subjects or even certain questions with someone specific.
But where the homeless people go and die.
There you go.
I'll get an expert on that. Get them fucking drunk. Imagine that, like a PhD here about like, I don't know, a PhD in sociology or whatever. Have him over here just fucking drunk as fuck. Starts going on some rant about fucking being racist and shit.
Nah, I mean,
ruin his career.
I mean, that's like any and all city planners. Those motherfuckers are paid to think of all the bullshit ways to like make it so that way bums can't sleep on the street.
So I guess tell me more about this convention. So where was it?
It was in Anaheim. It was literally down the street from Disneyland. Yeah, and it wasn't that big of a convention. It was cool. There's a couple like I want to say maybe like 800 people there.
That seems like a lot. You've been a bigger?
I've been a bigger.
Have you been to any anime?
Yeah, and I went to Anime Expo a couple years back, and they had like 10 grand people in there.
Oh shit!
And I was fucking ass to ass with like a lot of people, man.
So what is that? Is that mostly guys too, or is there like a mix?
That one's for sure mixed.
And is it mostly like just girls that like the scene, like they just like how shit looks, or they're actually invested into animes, or?
Yeah, it's both. Yeah. I feel like that comes with any territory, though. I mean, I'm sure, like, even when it comes to, like, sports, there's fucking plenty of chicks that are just there for the scene compared to, like, actually giving a shit about sports.
Trying to score a fucking husband.
Yeah, man. We're all trying to get laid in the day, in the end, man. Whether it's a chick or it's a dude, we're all trying to get laid.
Are there guys that go to these conventions to get laid?
Oh, I'm sure. I know an anime expo, there's usually like sex parties that end up happening.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
Tell me more about this.
Well, like there's an anime expo right here. They usually host like raves, like cosplay raves and stuff like that. So people
around here?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
It's hosted and usually in the hotels, and people get drunk and wasted. And a lot of the time, people just roll up and like they be chilling and they get drunk and they fuck.
The fuck?
Yeah.
Why haven't I heard about this?
Hey, man, you don't like the anime titties. You're not there.
maybe that's why. Yeah, that's crazy. I mean, it makes sense.
I mean, everybody likes sex. Doesn't matter what you're into.
I mean, yeah, I would guess. Like, how much do these tickets go for? Like, the convention tickets? Like, if I'm sure there's like different pricings, right?
Yeah, there's different price ranges. The anime expo is definitely on the more expensive side. I think like a 3-day pass will cost you like $150 or something like
Holy
that.
shit! I thought it'd be way more than that.
Well, it's like the most basic one. I think they get like a VIP one for like 6 or 7.
All right, that's a little bit more up there. Because yeah, I was thinking like, god damn, some people are blowing this much money on like just a ticket for the convention. I'm sure they're fucking probably blowing money on some coke, a hotel to fucking have these acts of debauchery.
Oh, I mean, it's not even also that. Just like while you're at the convention, it's just basic. A lot of the time, if it's like a big swap meet of stuff also. So like, there's just product everywhere that people are trying to sell to you.
Like anime shit, or
yeah, there's a bunch of like anime statues. There's like fucking anime shirts. People are selling a bunch of like crazy random shit. There's a hentai store inside there all the time.
I bet.
Yeah.
What do they have in the hentai stores? I assume hentai.
Yeah, they sell you hentai. There's photography stores which just end up being like where like a lot of the cosplayers sell their nudes and shit like that.
Oh, holy shit!
Yeah, you can buy like photo books of girls with like cosplay on and just with their titties out.
Oh, son of a bitch! Look at that.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I once read this idea for a strip club on Reddit. Like, I don't know what subreddit it was, but someone posted like, wouldn't it be a great idea if you could like do a strip club where it's like the strippers are cosplaying as like, I don't know, like anime people or girls from like video games. And I was like, holy shit, that does sound like a good idea.
There's a bar that does that, I think, in Vegas.
How the fuck aren't they getting sued? That's also what I thought. Like, damn, that's like a good way to get sued, I bet.
No. Using the character likeness wouldn't get you sued or anything.
I feel like you'd have to like change the name, no? Like you could probably look similar, but
no.
You use
there's a the form of parody. I forget what exact the laws are on it all, or what it's called. But it'd be considered parody in the end because no matter what, you're still using yourself as the main body part of the cosplay. You can't, unless you're in a 101 anime character. I don't think they can get you for stealing their design. And like in the end, you're just wearing clothes. You'd be like, oh, a coincidence. Yeah, but it's also one of the reasons why a lot of people animate a bunch of cartoons on the internet. It's you form a parody and stuff like that. You can go with, even though it's someone else's original design, you can use it for whatever you want as long as you're not copying it to do the same thing that they were using it for.
You talking about that Rule 34 shit?
Well, I wasn't talking about that, but that's definitely part of the shit they can give it.
I'm aware of that.
It's a pretty well known rule.
So what else am I missing? I didn't know about these sex parties. I didn't know about Magic the Gathering actually having a female audience / fan base. What else can you enlighten me on that I don't know, since I'm not really in this world of anime / I don't know, Japan pretty much?
I don't know. I mean, there's a lot that goes on over there. I mean, one of the fun facts I like to tell people is that Japan is probably one of the most racist places in the world.
Yeah, no. Yeah, I don't know about that. Yeah, I would still want to visit Japan, even though my the melanin in my skin is quite strong.
Oh no, I definitely want to go visit. It's definitely a place I want to be, and I'm sure there are plenty of things bad with the country, considering how racist they are, and along with other things. But it is still a beautiful place that I'd want to go visit, and also just go sightseeing, along with just being able to go to Shibuya, where they have the video game / anime section of Tokyo.
All right, I was like, what the fuck is that?
Yeah, it's like kind of like downtown, but everywhere you go is like stores and places dedicated to like video games and anime and stuff like that.
Have you ever been to Koreatown?
Yeah, I love Koreatown.
Actually, I don't know if I've been to Koreatown.
My grandma lives there.
I don't know which one it was. I went somewhere with a buddy, and yeah, there's like a lot of fucking like Asian stores. It might have been, I want to say Koreatown. But yeah, there's like people cosplaying, and I was like, what the fuck? It's like 5 p.m., dude. What are you doing?
It could have been Little Tokyo.
There we go. Yeah, Little Tokyo.
It was like as far as Asian stores go, there's a bunch of them. We got Little Tokyo, we got Chinatown, we got Koreatown. I forget what the Thai section of LA is called.
There's a Thai section?
Yeah.
No, I'm not gonna make that joke.
You want your female boys? Is that what you want?
That was the second joke I was gonna make.
No, God, I don't even know what the first one is.
The
then.
lady boys, T-boys, lady boy, or whatever you want to call them. We are quite progressive here on ImWithCesar. We accept all.
All lady boys send pictures.
If you don't have a dick, I don't want it.
But yeah, I mean, there's a bunch. I like hitting up Little Tokyo. There's a bunch of good food spots over there.
What is it, like fucking ramen or pho or what do you call it?
Well, pho is Vietnamese, so Little Tokyo is like sushi, like ramen. There's other Tokyo based like food places there. It's really good. You can find a lot of good food in that area.
What's there in Anaheim besides Disneyland? Is there any like Tokyo and Anaheim?
I don't know. I know there's a brewery over there. I'm blanking out on the name, but it's focused on like making kind of ripping off Disney villains.
What the fuck, really? You get away with that?
Hey man, as long as you don't use the pictures on your thing, you'll be fine.
That's surprising.
Yeah, I forget. It's like Villains of something. Villains of drinks. I can't remember, but it is right there, and they take advantage of Disneyland being across the street or wherever it is, and it's focused on just like catering to Disney adults and being like, hey, these are where all the bad guys hang out and stuff like that.
There seems to be a lot of that. Like I remember, I started noticing that shit. Like I want to say around 2018, like I started realizing a lot of fucking people like in their 20s and shit were very excited to go to Disneyland and shit. I was like, why? Like, isn't it like for kids?
I mean, yes, you are right, it is for kids, but also
like what's the appeal? Like,
I don't know. I like Disneyland, but to a certain degree. Disney adults are a whole other breed. They're people that like have their obsession about Disney. So instead of being weeaboos that like anime, they're weeaboos that like Disney.
Is there a term for that?
Well, they're Disney adults.
Oh, okay.
They're the motherfuckers spending like $1,000 a year on year-round passes and going like every other week and spending like $300 while they're.
That's fucking crazy.
Yeah, I mean it's money. It's money. I'm like, even if you have the pass and you don't have to pay for parking, if you're there, you're most likely gonna spend money.
Yeah.
And Disneyland isn't cheap. They'll fucking price gouge the shit out of you.
I took this communications class. During fall semester last year, and it didn't occur to me. Like the professor brought up like, how much power do you think Disneyland holds in Anaheim? And I was like, holy shit, yeah, that's probably like the biggest fucking employer, biggest fucking, they bring in the most money. Because why else do you go to Anaheim? You go to Anaheim for, what, I guess you're a baseball fan maybe? But it's mostly because of fucking Disneyland, right? Like, people travel from all over the world just to go to Disneyland.
Oh, yeah, 100%. It is.
So
Honestly, it is basically its own country.
Yeah, so holy shit, like, imagine that. Like, the professor put it into perspective that, like, pretty much what Disney wants, Disney gets, in terms of like, I don't like that law. Nah, we're not doing that.
Well, yeah, they've been lobbying the government for years, just like how they've been lobbying against the copyright law.
Yeah,
because Mickey Mouse was supposed to go into the open market, which meant that like anybody would be able to use Mickey Mouse from the foreseeable future. I think next year, and they've been pushing that off for years now, and the way they found a new loophole is no one's allowed to use the design as long as the last time it was used that design was used was like 50 plus years ago after the creator of it was dead. So I'm not sure if you noticed, if you watch Disney movies, the new intro to a lot of Disney movies is Steamboat Willie again. And that's how they're going to avoid letting Mickey Mouse get back into the open market. They didn't do that with Winnie the Pooh, though. And that's where we got that weird, scary Winnie the Pooh movie.
Which one?
The 100 Acre Wood, I think it was what it was called. But it was like a C movie type, like low budget, like farmhouse killer movie.
The one with Obi-Wan?
There was Obi-Wan in that movie?
Yeah, the 100 Acre Wood.
I don't know. I'm looking this up. Was he really in that movie? Let's see.
Ewan McGregor or some shit like that?
100.
Because I know there's a fucking movie with the Pooh guys, the Winnie the Pooh characters.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's just Pooh because only Pooh was released to the open market. No one else. No, that's not it. Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey. That's what it was called.
Blood and Honey?
Yeah.
What the fuck? I never heard of that one. Yeah, all right, nah.
That came out.
Obi-Wan was not in that.
Oh, it came out this year. Yeah, see? It is 100% just like a B movie type scary. X or.
All right. Okay, yeah, that looks terrible.
Yeah, it is. It was not a good movie, but apparently they got a sequel to make some other movie. I can't remember what the sequel was supposed to be, but it was not a good movie. But people were watching it left and right. But
it's like a horror movie, right?
Yeah, but that's basically because the original design of Winnie the Pooh was debuted. And they were able to use the design of Winnie the Pooh from there. Disney couldn't stop the licensing, but if you look deeply into it, it's only Winnie the Pooh without the shirt. So they can't use Winnie the Pooh's like little tank top that a lot of people see. It was like the iconic design of it. They had to use the original design of Winnie the Pooh when he was like basically all naked. That's why they have him like in farm clothes and stuff like that instead of the tank top. It's how you get past like the legal issues.
Oh, son of a bitch.
Yeah, there's a bunch of little like tiny areas for like things like that, and Disney's been lobbying for years so that way they don't
protect the mouse.
Yeah,
you can't fuck with the mouse, I guess.
Yeah, don't fuck with the mouse. The mouse wins every time.
Shit.
They own I think about like 20% of all news outlets.
Oh, son of a bitch.
Yeah, they own Fox. They own ABC. They PBS. They own a lot.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. Disney pretty much owns a lot of America, man.
I'm not surprised. They have that Disney money.
They got that Disney money and more.
Yeah, I'm fucking sure. I do want to check that movie out. It looks fucking stupid and terrible.
I know. I never ended up watching it. I was supposed to go watch it with friends, but it didn't work out.
Is it out in theaters or do you watch it?
Oh no, it's fucking. You can watch it. It fucking that came out I think like in February.
It's like on Netflix or like what?
Let's find out. It's showing places that you have to pay for it, like Prime, YouTube, Vudu. But I'm sure like if you look up like 1, 2, 3 movies or whatever, you'll be able to find it.
Have you ever dabbled in the horror community?
Yeah, I love horror movies left and right. I've gone when I was in high school. I tried ghost hunting for a while.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I used to break into like a bunch of like old abandoned buildings or old hospitals and stuff like that, or even like I'd break into like abandoned graveyard sections and like go into like tombs or like the underground by myself. I would just go in with like a camera, some lights, a bunch of microphones.
Like around this area or like
Here,
LA?
Santa Clarita, Lancaster.
Santa Clarita.
I went to Gravity Hills.
I was gonna ask you about that.
I went to Gravity Hills. I went everywhere. I went LA. I used to just go on the bus somewhere and then just fucking be there basically all night and then go home.
Did you ever see anything?
I've seen a lot of crazy shit. I think the most active thing I've ever seen was while in a abandoned asylum. There was a room I went into where as soon as I walked in, the bed like the old prison bed and the old like skinny frame like was laying down and it just like flipped up and threw itself against the wall.
Really?
Yeah, I just went whack, like if somebody like picked it up and threw it.
Like you saw it with your own eyes? Or?
Yeah, with my own eyes.
And there was like no wind or anything?
No, I was like in the middle of a fucking building. There was just like...
What did you do?
Just yelled at the ghost.
Go away or what?
No, I was just like, hey dude, what the fuck? Shut the fuck up. It's like, I'm walking here. Mind your business.
And where was this?
It was like an abandoned hospital in downtown LA.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, it wasn't that big. It was like towards like a clinic / hospital. It was like kind of in the smaller area. There was a bunch of like leftover like documents all over the place. So I spent a lot of the time there just reading shit, seeing like people were like talking about like being like crazy and shit like that. All the medicine. I just walked through. The place just was a fucking dirty mess that probably bums lived in, but...
Sounds like Santa Clarita.
But it was LA, so it's worse. Yeah.
Well, what about in Gravity Hills?
I think Gravity Hills is just...
It's a lot of hype or what?
Nah, it's mainly hype.
It has a cool name.
Yeah, it is a cool name. The most I ever saw was while parked up, posted in Gravity Hills. My windshields got like foggy because I was sitting in there for a long time. I low-key was like drunk that day. I didn't want to drive all the way down the mountain, so I posted up. And I knocked out for like 30 minutes and I woke up like fucking like if somebody was looking at me. And I looked, my car was all foggy and like you just see like fingerprints like going all over my windows.
Like you saw them forming or
yeah, like if somebody was like putting their fingers on the window. Like it was just like everywhere around the windows, and I was just like, "Well, guess I'm going home." Just turned on the car, blasted the defroster, and just drove off.
Oh, what time of year was this? Like winter or what?
Yeah, it was like wintertime.
Does it get colder there? I would assume.
Yeah, it was definitely cold, but I was drunk and I wasn't trying to drink and drive.
Responsible.
Yeah, I was sober definitely after that.
What about Santa Clarita? Anything there? I know you mentioned Santa Clarita.
Yeah, I visited like an old sewer that wasn't really like taken care of there. And it was just dirty. I didn't see anything there.
What about Lancaster?
Lancaster, I visited a graveyard there. I didn't see anything, but it was definitely spooky because it was a graveyard. You know, being anywhere dark where people were supposed to be dead.
Supposed to be dead?
Supposed to be dead. Yeah.
See fucking zombie. Did you ever see anything that looked human-like? Like an apparition or whatever?
No, I never got the chance to see anything like that. I love watching a bunch of like videos and stuff like that where you see where you see apparitions and stuff like that. But I was never able to catch anything like that. The most I ever got was like audios of like people screaming or like saying shit to me, like on my mic, or the occasional shit that fly across the room. But I never got to see anything. Never saw a ghost.
Maybe one day.
I mean, we live in these apartments. These apartments are fucking haunted as shit.
I always hear that, like people say that, but I never seen anything.
I know after the remodel they did, a lot of the ghost activity I saw disappeared.
Really?
Yeah, because in my apartment that I'm at right now, there used to be like 4 different ghosts.
Really?
They fuck with us. One of the ones that used to fuck with us the most was like some little kid ghost that would like bounce my basketball everywhere. It's like leaving in.
Pissed.
It'd be like 2 a.m. All you hear is doof, 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 doof. And then be like, at first, when I first heard it, I was definitely scared. But it got to a point where like I'm just like, dude, shut the fuck up. I'm trying to sleep here.
It becomes a nuisance eventually.
Yeah. It's like, I mean, you can get desensitized to anything.
Oh shit. Yeah. Fuck. Tell me about it. Fucking caffeine desensitization. That word.
Desensitization.
Yeah. Shit. I've always wanted. I found this YouTube channel and I don't know. He does like spooky shit or whatever. But like he usually makes videos of just like spooky shit. But he had this series where he like would go to haunted hotels or whatever, and he would go with his girlfriend or whatever and just film himself. I guess like vlogging essentially his stay at the haunted hotel. Have you ever done something like that, like a haunted hotel? I know there's some in LA or some shit.
There's in Long Beach, I believe, is the boat.
Queen Mary.
The Queen Mary. I stayed there, and then I've also stayed at the hotel, The Shining, the place where they stay in that movie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I've been there.
Oh, that's a real place?
Yeah, that's a real place.
In Colorado?
Yeah.
Oh shit. How was it?
It was cool. It's definitely spooky, but like I didn't see nothing. It's definitely like a tourism thing. Like they know people go there to go see the place, and they'll give you a ghost tour or whatever.
Really?
Yeah, it ain't nothing. They just take you around and that's it.
Oh, son of a bitch.
Yeah, I mean they know whatever makes money. Well, one of the places I do want to go visit is the Suicide Forest in Japan. Yeah, that place is supposed to be like super bad, or like if you go there, visit there. Well, like that place is so bad in Japan that that place is like fenced off. You're not supposed to get into that forest at all, because I guess the bad vibes in that area really does fuck with people. But I'd be down to go all the way over there and visit.
I'd be down to.
Yeah, see if I kill myself there.
You know, all this, speaking of, like, fucking bad vibes and everything, I fucking, I don't know, I'll say this shit later, but, I've heard some stories about that Suicide Forest that you're supposed to, like, once you, like, if you do go in, and, like, after you come out, I think you're supposed to, like, I want to say take off your shirt or something, because they say like the spirit is on top of you, like trying to strangle you or some shit. Probably not the shirt, because that seems a little silly, but maybe take a shower or something.
I think you're supposed to like clean yourself, definitely with like sage or something. I mean, I think I'd probably like switch outfit for sure. I probably wouldn't come home in the same shirt that I left there. 100%. It is definitely a very dangerous thing to be like fucking around with, because I mean, like, even if there's no ghost there, like, there could be plenty of crazy ass motherfuckers living in the forest. I mean, I don't fuck with woods in general. I'm scared. I'm terrified of that shit.
Yeah.
I was like, there's crazy ass people living everywhere, and not only that, I like to listen to a lot of like creepypasta shit. I like all those cryptid stories and stuff like that.
Skinwalker shits.
Yeah, those shits terrify the fuck out of me. But you know what else is fucking scary? A fucking bear. It's like, you know what? How's about no? I don't feel like fucking with that.
Yeah, I'll fucking eat your asshole first. Shit. Keep you alive. Just to eat you through the asshole. Oh shit, you still have some of that drink?
I was killing it.
Take some of this shit.
Trying to get whatever caffeine I can get inside me.
You know, I was talking about this in the last episode. I was like, I should get sponsored by these motherfuckers. Hey, gamer, what do you call these?
Gamer subs?
Gamer subs. Sponsor ImWithCesar.
Sponsor Gerbil.0 while you're at it.
That was it right there. We're going to get sponsored soon.
Oh, there you go. If only. Yeah.
So, what else? What else? Do you want to say anything before we end this? We already got like an hour.
No, it's already been an hour?
Yeah.
Shit, I don't know. Go follow Gerbil.0 on YouTube and Twitch and Instagram.
You heard it here first, America.
America, fuck you!
We'll see you in the next episode.